This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everybody. She is somebody who puts so much care and compassion into helping us with our dogs. And that specifically is with behavior challenges and also helping us train them. And we're going to get some insight today. Actually, we're using me as as a case study or an example of how this process works when you work with Amy Noble of Amy's Dog Training out of California. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Steve. How are you?
Eager to tackle the pee problem that I'm having with my dog. And that all came up last time we got together. Shall I reset things?
Yeah. Why don't we recap it for people who missed it?
Okay. So I have about a 22-pound Pomeranian Scottish Terrier mix named Tanner. He's about 8. And for the past number of months, he's been peeing in my place and then sometimes leaving some poo. And I take him out. I think I spend a fair amount of time outside with him, and I could be gone for 2 hours. I could be gone for 6, and I usually still come home with a surprise. Fortunately, I don't have any carpeting, and trying to figure out what's going on. Now, I will say that I have him every other week. My ex has him on the other weeks. I'm not hearing of any behavior like that by her, so I'm not really sure what to do at this point. And I think you had said that maybe he's marking his territory. That's kind of where we left off.
I mentioned that it might be that his scent is going away a little bit. There's lots of different options, right? So I want to go through a lot of different possibilities because there's many reasons why dogs would mark in the house or go potty in the house or have accidents or whatever it is. And you want to take in the whole context, right? How is he at your place versus how is he at your ex's place? And what's the dynamic of the two households as well? Because dogs adapt to their environment. They're very much like a chameleon. It's how they survive. So they adapt to whatever environment they're in. And a lot of the times they tend to sort of make their own choices based off of how we are living with them, because they're getting cues from us that most of the time humans don't even realize they're giving to their dogs. And one of those big cues is like who's in charge, who's the leader, who's the guardian, all of that. And something else that I want to make sure that I bring up too, is there a difference in people being in the house? Is there anxiousness when he's home alone at your place and he's not home alone at their place? You know, if there's none of that, he's a pretty confident boy, then we start looking at other things. So there's so many branches of behavior possibilities, right? Stemming from just one thing. And a lot of people they think that there might be just one reason, but there could be so many different reasons that he's doing it. So is there a difference in who's home? Is he home alone there as well? And he doesn't go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same situation. And he's not an anxious dog. There's no other issues. And I really mean that. You know, I'm going to share everything I can.
Who's in your house when you feed him?
It's all me.
Do you feed him before you or after you?
Say that again. Do I feed him when?
Do you feed him before you eat or after you eat?
Interesting question. It depends, but usually I feed him before. I feed him once in the morning and once in the evening. And that's usually when he goes out in the morning and I take him out. When we get back in, I feed him. And then when it's in the evening, like after today, I'll go home and I'll take him out, and then I will feed him at that point too.
You might want to ask your ex and see how they feed him, if they feed him before or after them as well. A lot of the times, dogs
Hmm.
will take cues based on who gets fed when. Leadership eats first in the dog world. Even though they can communicate with us, they can, like we've talked about, send pictures, we can have those back and forth, right? But they don't function the same way that humans function. They function a little bit differently. So we have to think of the dog world a little bit like being in an airplane. I have to take care of me so I can take care of you. If I'm not in my full strength and ability, I won't be able to take care of you as a pack. So that's how leadership happens in the dog world. So the leadership gets first choice, best choice, right? And so when we have a dog who's grown up, it starts from puppyhood. Mama dog has to eat first so she can feed her puppies, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so they see that mama dog eats so she can produce milk so she can feed us. And they notice that pattern because dogs are pattern oriented. So they're always looking for a pattern. They're always looking for the same order of operations so they know how to adapt. We're going back to that adapting to their environment, right? So they watch those patterns and they see mama dog eats first and mom is first leader. She teaches us about the world. She teaches us how to be with each other. She regulates the pack or the litter, right? And they grow up in an order. And once we remove that dog from the litter and put him in a house with humans, the dog's like, nobody speaks dog here, so I got to see who's eating first so I know who to follow. And if I'm eating first, well, I guess everybody's going to follow me. And that's how it goes.
I love
So
your
sometimes
detail.
when we switch that around, they start to recognize that you're the one that sets the rules and sets the tone. So then they have to start listening to you. And then you want to tackle the little details of it, like when you take him out, make it a big point that when he goes outside, it's a really big deal. Like, oh, you're so great. This is awesome. I love it when you go outside. Here's a reward. So you can give him like 2 or 3 treats or just make it a big deal that he's going outside.
Okay, now
So
hold on
now
one
the
sec.
lead-
Let's
Yeah.
let's put the microscope on there.
Yeah.
So you're saying, because what I'll do is when I am walking him, especially in the morning, I'll say, hurry up, do you potty? I'm gonna get num nums after you're done, and because he knows as soon as he gets to the garage door that leads inside, he gets excited, and as soon as I open the door and I take the leash off, he's like, "Gah!" And he runs and he jumps up on a couch and he's like, all right, food time. This is going to be
Ready.
great. So all good. Are you saying that what I should be doing is while he's even outside, make a big deal. Hey, we're going out. It's going to be great. It's great. Hey, have a treat, or wait till he potties and say, good boy, potty, and throw him a treat.
When he potties outside, I would take some treats with you, like a little something, that's not going to take a lot of chewing and a long time for him to eat.
Yep.
But when he goes, you're going to kind of pinpoint that moment. Like, oh, you're doing so good. And once he finishes, immediate hand to him. Yeah, that's so good. You did great.
Okay.
So that way, right now, because dogs are really very much in the present.
Yep.
His excitement is based off of the habit of you going out, doing your thing, coming home, taking the leash off, then giving him the reward. So for him, that reward is the entire package versus the act of going potty. So now we're just kind of pinpointing when he goes potty, that's when he gets the reward as well. He can still get his big num-nums when he gets home, right? You're still going to do the whole thing, letting him in, taking him off the leash and do that big, yay, we're done with the walk and all of that. So, but make it a point that the potty is what's going to get him the little extras.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because if he goes at home and he goes inside, he's not going to get a reward for that.
Right. And so he's going to make the association, oh, when I do it outside, I get something. So I'm going to keep it outside. Okay.
Right.
And the week that I don't have him, I'll get verification on this, but I believe that he's not really often walked. There's like a courtyard and maybe a door opens and he goes out and does his thing, then comes back in. I'll get clarification on that. But I will say this in his defense. When I take him out in the morning, if I don't spend a certain amount of time with him, it's like 20 minutes. And,
Yeah.
it felt like 11 degrees here this morning, and Daddy had to go to work.
That's a little cold.
Yeah, and it was, 6 o'clock. So there are times where I don't spend that full 20 minutes with him, and I know that he needs that time to poo. That is just, I know his routine. After a while, then he does it. And so I give him a pass on that because that one's on me. And if he,
Right.
I may go in, take a shower, come downstairs. Oh, look at what we got here. All right. And so I understand that. I totally got that. That's not, that's a different situation, I believe, than when he pees.
Right. And that's where context matters in dog behavior. You're taking in the whole picture rather than looking at just the incident. Because you're going, I know he needed the 20 minutes this morning. I only had 10 minutes. He didn't get his chance to finish.
Yep.
So, his body's going to complete that anyway. So,
Yeah. What do you think could be some of the reasons why he pees indoors?
well, it sounds like when you mention that he's got a courtyard, he's able to go a lot quicker. With small dogs, if they have a long way to go, they're just like, nah, I'm not going to do it. So if he's got to wait sometimes with a small dog, they tend to not want to wait. Their bladders are small, their bodies are smaller. They can't hold it as long. And if in one context he's able to go more frequently, if they've got a dog door, right? He's able to go in and out.
Right.
He has a really short trip. So for him, he gets used to maybe holding it until he has to go, and then he goes, right? So he doesn't have to hold it very long over there, but at your place, he has to hold it longer.
But you know
So
what?
it's
I
the
just want to
difference.
interject here too. There could be times where I get up, I take him out, come back, I'll go to the gym, I'm coming home, take a shower, and go to work. I'll come back an hour and a half later. It's not about holding it because he already went.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I'm very much confident that there's no medical issues or anything like that going on here.
Yeah. As long as medical's ruled out, it sounds a little bit like he's just kind of taken over a little bit. So I would, and we talked about this last week, introducing a crate or shrinking down his area that he is in.
Take his freedom away to an extent. And I have a crate.
Right.
I actually, since we last talked, I have one. It's sitting there. I haven't put him in it yet. I know what you said. Make him feel comfortable and cozy and home. So I bought some toys. I got a couple of bones that last forever.
Nice.
And I gave him one of them anyway, but he could take that in there too.
Yeah.
So I have that as backup. But if I can avoid that, nothing bad about it. I mean, he was in a crate when he was a puppy anyway. So
Right.
And
He'll probably go right back to it.
He did.
He'll feel
I
comfortable.
did a test. Opened the door. I'm like, go in. And he's like, okay. And he went right in. There was no issues. It wasn't like fighting it, holding with the claws
the
out.
cartoon on the side.
Right. Yeah, nothing like that. So it's not like it's going to be like he's going to jail or anything like that. But I'd like to try and avoid that and figure out what's actually going on before we actually get there.
Yeah, so try the food change too. You'll notice a difference within 3 days. If you have, say, coffee or tea or whatever in the morning, do that before you feed him. So you're consuming something. And then when you get home at night, make sure you have whatever dinner or lunch or whatever, and then feed him after that.
So I eat first and then I feed him.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the rationale on that?
That's where Mama Dog eats first.
Oh, gotcha.
And then she has to, so she can produce milk. And it really is the mentality, the leadership. I have to take care of me, so I have enough strength and ability to take care of you. And he recognizes that. Now, in the human world, especially if you have kids, humans take care of kids first. We take care of our dependents right away. You wake up, you got to take care of the kids, make sure they eat, get them out of the door to get to school.
I don't care about them. The dog's more important. No, I'm kidding. No, it's
our culture, right?
My daughter's there sometimes. My son is in college, so it's not even that. When I'm eating, sometimes, he knows right away, oh, you're going to eat something. So then right away jumps off the couch and he kind of follows me into, usually my office. I'll take care of work while I'm eating and other stuff. So he'll be hanging out right next to me. Is it okay to throw him a little, something from my dinner at that time, or hands off? Don't do it. Wait till it's time to feed him, and that's when he eats.
Yeah, so a lot of my clients like to try and feed their dogs while they're eating, but that almost makes them your equal. So it doesn't establish like a difference in I'm going to take care of you, right? So for my clients that like to do that, I say, here's what you do. You take a little small plate, little saucer, and all the pieces that you want to give him, you put him on that instead of giving it to him while you're eating. And then when you're done, you take that little plate and you put it in his bowl and he can have all the pieces he wants.
Okay.
So same time after you.
Very much understood. Okay. Anything else that, any thoughts about what could be going on here? Do you think he's even marking his territory? My intuition tells me no, but what do I know? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a marking territory, so to speak, because the reason why they would mark their territory is if something else came in and smelled different, or if there was some kind of a challenge or some other dog there, or something like that, which you don't have. You don't have any of that.
Just two cats, and everybody gets along great. And the cats I've had for 3 years, and I know that at my ex's, there's occasionally a dog or two over there. I don't have any other dogs. And they're his buddies. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that has a bearing. I'm just sharing all the information. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds mostly like he's just kind of doing it to do it because he can, because he has the access. If we've ruled out medical and we know he's not anxious, we know he's not vindictive, right? He's just doing it probably out of habit. It might be that his body is used to just going when he's at your ex's house, right? And then he just kind of goes. So since I don't know the setup over there versus at your place, right?
Right.
So and we also need to verify if they're eating before him and all of that. So do they have a dog door? Does he get to go out whenever over there?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
That's really interesting. Very, very interesting. And he doesn't mark at all over their place.
As far as I know, no, but I'm going to get answers on all of those, and also when he gets fed. And I got to believe maybe it's not even like a set schedule. It's, I'm not sure, but I'm going to find out. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't regularly get walked. Sometimes doors open, goes in the courtyard, comes back in, whereby I walk him, at least I'm going to say today alone, I walked him twice. I walked him before I went to the gym, came home, got dressed, walked him again just to empty the pee-pee tank, as I call it, so that so not to have these issues. When I come home today, I will immediately take him for a walk, and then I will take him for another walk before I go to bed, just to empty the pee-pee tank.
Right.
So like 4 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think maybe if you just sort of make it more of a big deal that when he goes outside, he gets rewarded. He's going to feel better about doing that.
Yep.
Changing the food always changes behavior with dogs. Like I said, 3 days, you usually notice a difference. And I would try and keep it across the board the same over at their place as well. And that alone also can mess with them, the back and forth.
For sure.
So, I mean, that can that throws kids off. It can throw dogs off. I have a client that I worked with recently, and her dog was a back and forth dog as well. And every time she got her back, she had to reset her, and because at the other place they just had a totally different schedule, and it just throws the dog off because they have to adjust. So
I love your attention to detail, and unlike other dog trainers, they'll just say, here's an idea, you get the full big picture. You want all the information so you can process it and then make determination from there, which I think is beautiful. It's the way it should be in everything. Even when you go to the doctor, you have 11 minutes with that doctor. He doesn't hear the full story.
Right.
And a lot of times they just throw you some meds for the symptoms, and they're not getting to the root cause. You're getting to the root cause of the pee-pee problem here.
So I always tell people I work from the inside out, right? So we look at it at so many different angles and look at the environment and look everything. Because again, context matters. I always say that context matters because you can have one behavior that looks the same amongst 5 different dogs, and there's 5 different reasons they're doing that same behavior. So, every dog is different, every situation is different. So there's lots to learn about each dog, each situation, right?
Final question here on this situation, if this doesn't get resolved and now it's crate time, how do I approach that?
So with the crate, you've already brought it out. You've already introduced him or reintroduced him to it. And I just leave it out in an open area where he's going to be a lot. So if you're spending time with him, say in the living room more than anything, have the crate in the living room. So that way you can randomly just toss a treat in there and say, hey, go get it, or go crate. I call it go crate.
Okay.
Usually my word go, they know means to move somewhere. So it can be go inside, go outside, go crate, go bed, go hall, go carpet. They know all the different go words. So he's go crate. And I just toss a treat in there, say go crate. And when he goes in there, say, come on out. And then you reward him for coming out. And you toss a treat in there and tell him go in, and then tell him to come out. Because reverse psychology works with dogs too. Sometimes if you want them out of something, they want to be in it a little bit more. So then they get comfortable being in there. So I reward them for going in and out, and then they're comfortable going in because they know that they're going to get a reward for coming out too. So lots of games like that where I just toss a treat in there. And once they get comfortable, I'll start tossing toys in there, and they'll go in there and play with the toys. And, you mentioned getting the bone or, good chewy things. I also feed in crates as well. It gives them their own space. It takes away any sort of competition. If there's multiple animals, multiple dogs, it makes them feel comfortable. It eliminates any sort of food aggression because they have their own space and they don't feel like they need to protect it. So I always feed in there, even if it's a single dog. That way they have their little room and then they get comfortable in there.
So you're suggesting that to acclimate him to the crate, that even if I'm hanging out in the living room, put him in it, throw a treat in there, let him go in there, let him come out again. Just so it's it's not like a prison. It's just like another room in the house, so to speak.
Exactly. And we have our crates actually set up behind me, but they're set up in the living room out in the open where we are.
That's where mine is too.
We have our computers out here, and the dogs they have the crates right there, and the beds are in the crates. And my husky, he's in there most of the day. He just goes in there. It's open. I never close it. And the only time I close it is when they're eating. And honestly, for my own dogs, I don't crate them when we're gone. They get roam of the house so they can protect the house. But if dogs are, if they're new or they're acclimating, then they go in the crate when I'm gone, and then they come out when I'm here. So, and then they always get goodies going in there, and they always get rewards coming out. So it's always fun.
So final thought here, because it just popped in my head. I got this crate about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. And like a week or so into it, I come home. Now I put him in it, acclimated him to it, came out, all good. I come home and it was a new crate. So it's not like another dog was in there. He peed on the crate.
Oh, on it. Oh, no.
Yes. I'm like, really? Come on. Like, I don't know why he would. And that, I don't know.
Because it was new. It smelled different.
I think you're right about that, because when he's walking down the street, if there's a bag on the ground, he'll hit that bag with pee.
Yeah.
I guess it's something new.
He acts like a male that's intact. And I know you said he's not. So
yeah. No, he's not.
That's interesting. And that's what they do. So boys that still have their jewels, they definitely lift their leg on anything new box, new bag. You bring in the groceries and set them down on the ground. They're definitely going to pee on them because they don't smell like the house.
Interesting. So, wow. I love your approach to this. Just the detail, getting the story and different camera angles for us to try different things. Fantastic. What's the best way to find you?
Online, amysdogtraining.com is my website, and I'm on, of course, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of them. Amy's Dog Training, really easy to find me. I'm everywhere.
I love also your compassionate approach.
Thank you.
Even talking about, the crate when you said last week, I feel bad that I didn't even think of it. But, to put toys in there and make them feel comfortable. Like I would have just opened a door and put them in there, which is horrible because it's like a jail. But I didn't think of it that way. And that's just one piece of how you approach things. Thank you for the tips today. We use me as an example, but this is how the process works to get a better outcome for us all. And I appreciate it. We'll talk next week.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.